Yo people, yo, it's Elizabeth here, your presenter, and this is Giant's Tarot, and it is the 16th of December, which is the month of perseverance. And at Giant's Tarot we read things out because there's so much written about each day of the year. All the cards that are here on the set, the set, are specifically connected to, they're all date specific. So they're all connected to today. So we're going to jump straight in, make a bit of a splash here with the Two of Clubs, which is the birth emblem for the 16th of December. The Two of Clubs is very close to the source of things. Twos gather people to them and to each other, because in source we are all one. So there's, the ace is the next one down, and then we're sort of plopped into source, if you know what I mean. Two embodies the feminine principle of receptivity. The two does not lead, it follows and it balances. So when the Two of Clubs looks up to heaven to see how she can do these things in the best way, she encounters the Ace of Spades. Boing, eek, cries out the Two of Clubs. What on earth am I going to do with the Ace of Spades? This is more than I bargained for. Yeah, well, it's tricky. The Two of Clubs stands with trepidation in the same space as Saturn on the electrified, light-throbbing cable of Uranus. This is a high-voltage situation, and fair dinkum, the Two of Clubs is somewhat in awe, to say the least, and somewhat terrified, to say the most. An extra couple of paragraphs at the end of her job description just seemed to appear out of nowhere. Did I sign up for this? Begs the little old Two of Clubs. Well, yeah, you sure did. A Saturn and Uranus confrontation indicates a serious conflict of interests. Things that are believed will certainly stand are under threat to be whisked away. We pan into a small theatre in downtown somewhere and enter Goody Two-Shoes, the Two of Clubs. Hey baby, you're on. Do the two. And the Two of Clubs is pushed onto the stage. She wants to run and hide from the spotlight, from the routine she believes is her job description, from all the little things she knows that surely won't cut it in this loud, orchestrated, frightening main event that she is a part of. Are things going to change greatly? Will anything hold the fabric of what is happening together? The Two of Clubs cannot see a thing. The spotlight is so bright. Frightened and confused, she remembers an old dancing teacher from years ago, laughing and calling out, "Fake it till you make it, honey. Wing it. The audience wants to like you." So the Goody Two-Shoes points her toe, does her best curtsy, finds her quivering voice, and begins to sing her very aggressive opening song. The routine is executed without a hitch. All those lessons, all that practice. She knows her stuff all right. She is an accomplished performer. She leaves the stage with gratitude that it had all gone well. The audience had whistled, stamped, called out. It was good. In her dressing room there's a knock at the door and the stage manager pokes his head in. "Hey, doll, you were great tonight. The boss wants to see you when you can." A few minutes later, in modest street clothing, she is at the boss's door. "You want to see me?" "Yeah," he blustered. "The show closes here next week and we got bookings further up the coast. You want to come with us? I can sign you up for 6 months. That's my offer." Isn't it amazing how time stands still when you process a lot of information in a few seconds? The Two of Clubs eyes the boss and processes the situation. How many bookings, she wonders. And he would only be paying her the same as he was now, which wasn't much. But he did need a singer-dancer with great costumes and music charts, who was reliable and didn't drink too much. All these things he had in her. She was a good business risk for him. A contract, well, she'd like to see it first. She might be able to turn it more to her advantage if it was not to her liking. She had just got a new place to live, not too expensive, and leased for a year, with a garage where she was teaching ballet to children twice a week. She was planning to get a canary soon. She would continue her online graphic arts course for the coming year, if required. "I'm certainly interested, thank you," she said. "Could you let me see the contract? I could come in the morning if you like. I'm sure you want to tie this up in the next day or so." So it was arranged that the contract would be ready next day. That night at home, she pondered her life. She was now in her late 30s. Everything she had ever done had frightened her. Her father had deserted the family when she was a child. Her mother worked at night to support them both, so was never there to help her with her acute fear of the dark. It was best not to explain things to her mother, who was nervous and worried herself. Determined to learn how to dance, she had attended free summer schools every year, practicing at home daily, until she finally entered a competition at the local youth club for a year's ballet tuition. How scary was that audition? How sensational was winning the competition! Like beautiful scented oil on her heart and feelings. Learning how to teach English as a foreign language was another big move, expensive and worrying. But now she got students. Beginning to teach dance was a huge responsibility, as was taking on this small house to make it all possible. She had been thinking that perhaps her life was settling down, and now this show thing? It was just a little burlesque type show, but fun and alarming. She would be a vacant tenant for 6 months. Her teaching would be interrupted. She could continue her online study, but the disruption. Was this a good idea? Would it lead to anything? Was it worth it? The feeling in her gut was that old feeling of fear. It had been the same with everything she had ever started. Deep inside, she felt it was best to do the show. It gave her no joy to recite the maxim, "You only live once." It was more than that. This silly opportunity had arrived out of nowhere. She had the skills to do it. She should. It was that simple. It was not stardom. It was the sincerity of dance and performance. It had called her since childhood. Go, girl. Why not? If nothing else, it will make you a better teacher. What strange protection happens when we decide to truly be who we are and walk further into whom we may become. And the Lenormand card, which is card number 29, which is 11. Wait till you see this what this one is. The querent is female. The woman card represents women, feminine energy and feminine behaviour, like the two, I suppose. The Lenormand woman meaning for career. The woman usually represents a significant woman that you work with. Sometimes it can also indicate that you are portraying female energy at work, acting submissive or from your emotions. Aren't the giants amazing? I tell you, the way it all folds in, it's beautiful. In health, the woman card represents the female reproductive system. It could indicate a woman who can assist you in your health issues or who has health issues herself, depending on the question asked. Some questions. Here's some questions. How can you get out of your head and into your heart? What is your intuition telling you? Good questions. Here we go. Number 16, a great number. I suppose I say that every day. Great numbers. They are. They're all great numbers. The mission for 16, a perfectionist. Can be moody and brood when others don't live up to standard. Inclined to be a lone wolf and stand alone, but secretly wants affection. Country or suburban living good, to calm the nerves, but should engage in world contacts. It's hilarious. Very psychic and should follow hunches. Tricky as analytical and tries to reason things out. Can procrastinate, doesn't like interference in own actions, and the colour purple will protect you from adverse conditions. And look, the colour purple from another source. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you. Okay, the angel number 16. You can evaluate the meaning of angel number 16. Well, it's a 7, which is highly spiritual. No matter what your problems may be, whether they are in your career or domestic life, there is a solution in the world of the spirit. Boom, boom. Glenville Kleiser. Oh, thank you, Glenville. Thank you for coming to work today. Diligently work and you will win. December 16. The men who have accomplished great things in the world have invariably been prodigious workers. You will do well to emulate their example. Whatever your present responsibilities are, apply yourself to them with diligence. Purpose and endurance are the handmaids of successful enterprise. Many men have the means but not the application for great achievement. The one certain way to win distinction in any line of endeavour is through intelligent and incessant labour. The records of highly successful men are open to you for your guidance and inspiration. Sorry about that. Above all things else, they counsel you to work if you would win. The price of real attainment is an indomitable will to persevere under all circumstances. The Theosophical Society says, for 16th of December, what better paths towards the enlightenment you are striving after than the daily conquest of self, the perseverance in spite of want of visible psychic progress, the bearing of ill fortune with that serene fortitude which turns it to spiritual advantage. And finally, the birthday book, December 16. For those with this birthday, fate takes a hand in strange ways. Apparently brilliant opportunities may fail to come up to your expectations, while comparatively small ones work out far better than was thought possible. The way to success lies in remembering not to forsake the substance for the shadow. Follow the clearly demarcated track and pursue it with energy. Choose an orderly-minded, systematic partner. You got one? Listen, don't forget to wear purple today. And I'll see you later. Come round later. I'm going to do part 2 now.